The gig economy. The gig economy. Gig workers. Those of us who currently have nothing. I mean, some people get paid an absolute bastard fortune because they're really, really, really talented and they're very clever with business and they get lots of business advice. They've got good accountants, so they might have a little stash in the back pockets. That stash will only last for so long, and the events that'll finally come back, will there be enough people left to be able to afford it? Will the economy change forever? Will our ability to function as creatives and artists continue? Will we even get the chance to sing again? Dun dun dun! Some of the most diligent, ingenious, problem-solving legends with strength and capability to get through any completely fucking bonkers situation have no work. No work, no jobs, no prospects. What the fuck are we supposed to do? Tell us a little bit about what you've been up to recently and what you've got coming up.
Hi, I'm Stallion. I am a commentator and analyst for British Wrestling, the reigning commentary champion, working for Shield Pro up here in South Shields and In Out Wrestling in Cheshire. Both of these great companies can be seen on YouTube. I also have the honour and pleasure of working for PCW, based in the Northwest, with its own weekly TV show on the Fight Network on Sky Channel 192 and FreeSat on 161, Fridays at 9 p.m. Look for Stallion on Facebook and at StallionMatt on Twitter. Let we gan!
How is this affecting you?
This affects me greatly, as it does all the wrestlers, the show promoters and the behind-the-scenes teams. Shows are being cancelled and this has a catastrophic knock-on effect. It was only a couple of years ago that wrestling's resurgence in the UK made it possible for people in this industry to work full-time in the profession. This is looking like a really tough time for them, with promotions having to close their doors for the foreseeable. This takes away a means of livelihood from the promoters, and this could cripple them financially, so they have to stay closed permanently. The knock-on from this is that if that scenario happens, wrestlers will have far fewer places to work, thus reducing their livelihoods in the short to medium term. I'm very thankful that I have other means to support myself, but a lot of the guys don't.
How do you feel about the effect that it's having on the industry? Venue closures, so many freelancers and businesses literally out of work, shut down, events cancelled.
Hugely. When I'm at home, I really like going out to the bar with the missus to enjoy live bands, my local rock night, and even quiz night. Not karaoke though. Before I realised how bad this pandemic was, I was really torn as the choices weren't very clear. There was all this stuff about herd immunity and, the three groups of people. That was kind of ripped apart in the media, but it just meant, in my mind, do I go out and support my local businesses? I absolutely want people to be safe, but at the same time, I wanted these places to be open when this pandemic clears up and we can go back to our normal lives. Look, if I completely open up, I'm very much at the risk category. I do feel that I'd be strong enough to pull through, and I show no symptoms, so that's good, and I hope it stays that way. Before I realised how serious this is, though, I want to support my local businesses, but until recently, the government wasn't doing anything to help folks who maybe should have been closing. These businesses, whether it be wrestling shows or pubs, they hire independent contractors in the way of bands, DJs, quizmasters, even karaoke folk, and in wrestling they hire wrestlers, commentators, ring announcers, all these sort of things, and these are the guys who are going to suffer. This is a really trying time for small businesses and artists. Finally the government announced it would help them, but even that seems to be a bit of a shambles when you try to sort it all out.
What do you think for the future? The future of the industry, for the work?
It will of course take time. could be artists might need to take some time to come back because they might be working a job they've had to get in the meantime and have to work shifts that clash with that entertainment work. This will take a little while to sort out. In wrestling, promoters who have closed might take some time to generate funds again so they can start running shows. And sadly, we may lose some wrestlers who've got great potential as they may never come back to the ring. Oh, building up a fan base as well, that takes time, and this is a further concern because a lot of fans might just drift away.
I find it rather distressing, really, walking around my back garden, and I'm not quite sure that everything's all right. I mean, I can't see any people.
Right, well, I'm far from being a Boris fan. He's shown himself in the past to be a devious coward, but I thought his plan was sound in theory until he refused to officially close public venues. He has now, but why the delay? I mean, we've done this 2 weeks, isn't it? After other countries have done this. Some people are saying it's because he's pals in the city who get rich from insurance. Didn't have to pay out. I'm not sure if that's the case because I don't know much about that sort of thing, but it is certainly a concern. Oh, one good thing though this time is the ordinary people, for want of a better term, we've got this feeling of we're in this together, yeah. And I don't mean the hoarders in that, and the panic buyers. They can just do one because they're scumbags, and I'm making no apology for that viewpoint. Back to the main point, though. The government should be helping out small businesses. The Bransons and the other faceless corporations can easily get through this. Sell an island, you NHS suing dickhead. Oh, you know what else has annoyed me? Sports Direct, owned by that hideous man-child Mike Ashley. They put a tweet out in the early hours of the morning after Boris had done his announcement saying that only essential shops should stay open, and they were asking if they should close when it was absolutely clear that they're not an essential shop unless they've suddenly started selling food or medicine or something like that. This was absolutely disgusting. The entire world needs to turn on him for this. I hope it's his Ratner's moment after all the atrocities he's put folk through, because his record before this with employee rights is not squeaky clean. Also, that evil clown Tim whatever who owns Weatherspoons, who's decided not to pay his staff, he can do one as well. These are the sort of people that we need to hold to account after all of this is over. I hope people will remember, but I've just got this sad feeling that they won't.
What do you think people in the industry can do to help musicians, artists, actors, film and TV crews, gig workers? Gig workers? Fuck off, gig workers. Hello, I'm a production manager. No, Pet, you're a fucking gig worker. Here's £89 a week because you'll be fine. Tosses.
Put pressure on the government for starters, make them support small businesses. The current hoops they've got to jump through are absolutely diabolical. I've got a lot of friends who are saying, well, what do I do? And, you ring them up and you get cut off after a long wait. Why do you have to ring them up anyway? All this sort of thing should be online. So pressure, certainly, to make sure that they've got the support. We all want to go back to normal after all of this, and we need small businesses. We need artists when we're actually through all of this, It's tough. PCW, for example, are floating ideas about that we're going to put tickets for the June through December shows on sale so they can pay the talent who won't have any wrestling bookings in the meantime. They've set up a GoFundMe. They're trying all sorts of ideas. They did have an idea to use that training school for putting on empty arena shows that are live streamed in the academy with a donate option to go towards the wrestlers who are performing, but I don't really think that's going to be possible now. We know exactly how serious this is. A lot of questions right now and not many answers. It's a challenging time, and through all of this, I think, we all need our artists, our DJs, our wrestlers, and on the whole, our entertainers.
If you like a lot of chocolate on your biscuit, join our club.